Black Wall Street refers to the Greenwood district in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which became a prosperous area for African Americans in the early 20th century. By the 1920s, it was one of the wealthiest black communities in the United States, boasting a vibrant economy with numerous businesses, including banks, hotels, theaters, and grocery stores. Estimates suggest that Greenwood had a per capita income that was significantly higher than the national average for black Americans at the time. The creation of the powerful black community known as Black Wall Street was intentional. In 1906, O.W. Gurley, a wealthy African American from Arkansas, moved to Tulsa and purchased over 40 acres of land that he made sure was only sold to other African Americans. Gurley's net worth was estimated to be $1 million today. That would be around $18 million. Robert H.P. Watson, a Creek freedman who had at least 4 oil-producing wells drilled into his land allotment in the early 1910s. Some black farmers lived outside of Greenwood and conducted business there. They benefited from the wealth generated. Education also drew black families to Greenwood. In 1913, Booker T. Washington High School opened. Simon Berry, a pilot, responded to Tulsa's whites-only taxi service by starting his own with a Model T Ford, then expanding operations to include a bus line and later a charter plane service for wealthy oil men. John and Lula Williams became some of the wealthiest black people in Tulsa. They owned the Dreamland Theater on Greenwood Avenue, along with a rooming house, a confectionery, commercial rental property, and a garage. People working outside the district, particularly the domestics, the housekeepers, cooks, nannies, or the ushers at the magnificent Art Deco theaters or bellhops at the great hotels, would get paid and then return to Greenwood. With segregation, they can't spend their money anywhere else. They can make their money out of the district, but they can't spend it there. So, what black person wouldn't be thrilled to spend their money? On Greenwood Avenue, there were luxury shops, restaurants, grocery stores, hotels, jewelry and clothing stores, movie theaters, barbershops and salons, a library, pool halls, nightclubs and offices for doctors, lawyers and dentists. Greenwood also had its own post office. It all started on Monday morning, May 30th, 1921, when a 19-year-old African-American shoeshine named Dick Rowland was working at a stand in front of the Drexel building in downtown Tulsa. Rowland went inside the building to use the third-floor segregated restroom. The elevator operator was 17-year-old Sarah Page, a white girl. What happened next is still disputed, but Page told the police that Rowland, who had left the scene, grabbed her arm and made her scream. Although there were plenty of shoes to shine downtown, Rowland hurried home. He told his family that he had tripped over the elevator threshold and accidentally grabbed a white girl and she had screamed. Everyone knew that he should lie low for a while. The next day, Rowland was arrested at his home by 2 Tulsa police officers, one white and the other Henry Pack. The Tulsa Tribune then published the front page headline, "Nab Negro for attacking girl in elevator." Later, Walter White, who investigated the incident for the NACP, wondered why so many were willing to believe that Rowland was foolish enough to attack a white girl on an elevator on a holiday during a time of terror. This time, the police, fearing a lynching, moved Rowland from the regular jail to the top floor of the Tulsa County Courthouse for safekeeping. Meanwhile, the Tulsa Tribune's afternoon edition fanned the flames with the headline, "To Lynch Negro Tonight," as an ugly mob began to gather outside of the Tulsa courthouse. Greenwood were taken by surprise as bullets ripped through the walls of their homes in the pre-dawn hours. Biplanes dropped fiery turpentine bombs from the night skies onto their rooftops, the first aerial bombing of an American city in history. A furious mob of thousands of white men then surged over black homes, killing, destroying, and snatching everything from dining room furniture to piggy banks. Arsonists reportedly waited for white women to fill bags with household loot before setting homes on fire. Tulsa police officers were identified by eyewitnesses as setting fire to black homes, shooting residents and stealing. Eyewitnesses saw women being chased from their homes naked, some with babies in their arms, as volleys of shots were fired at them. Several black people were tied to cars and dragged through the streets, and on top of everything, not one person was convicted.